Dominica turns to Jamaica to assess the hurricane-hit island's overall security. And in sport, Evan Lewis gives the West Indies a good chance at securing victory in the fourth ODI against England. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, September 27th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
This year, by the way, the theme is extravaganza of music and dance. Of course, there's dancing, there's music. I wanted to come out with a blast this year. The colors are fantastic, a lot of bling, something totally different. I feel the competition is in my blood. You know, Haitian, we like a good, clean, fun competition, so this is what we do.
The beauty of Kashmir is legendary. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir wrote in his memoirs in March 1622, they make their wooden houses 2, 3, and 4-storied and cover the roofs with earth. They plant bulbs of the black tulip, which blooms year after year with the arrival of spring and is exceedingly beautiful.
A security advisor from Jamaica is now in Dominica to assess the overall security situation in the island on the heels of Hurricane Maria. Security at the island's ports and within Dominica itself will be looked at. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt disclosed at his daily press briefing this morning that in response to a request that he made of Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the advisor arrived in Dominica today with a 4-member team.
Directions and on some of the terms of references for their presence. And he is now meeting with the various stakeholders to assess the state of security, because we have to ensure that no criminals take the opportunity because of the exposure of our country for any criminal activity. And we have to ensure that we can intercept drugs that may want to come in, or guns and ammunition. And all of the systems we're looking at to ensure that we're not taken advantage of by criminal elements. And one of the other mandates of the security advisor is to look at the private sector installations and to how we can enhance the security for the private sector so that we can open business and have some normalcy in the country.
Skerritt said efforts are also being made to get back to the job of educating Dominica's children. He said the structural integrity of schools is being assessed, and for students from schools that have been damaged beyond repair, makeshift classrooms will be set up.
We have gotten a benefactor who has indicated his willingness to source and finance a number of items for us. First, we will be procuring about 15 large tents that can be erected in communities and serve as schools and desks and chairs and all of the learning and teaching resources. We'll be also importing chemical toilets to provide for the schools, and we'll be providing hot meals to the students at those schools so that we can get first the fifth formers into schools and also the primary school children. And then we will take the other forms as we go along.
Airports in the British and U.S. Virgin Islands are scheduled to reopen for commercial flights for the first time this week since Hurricane Maria forced their closure. In the British Virgin Islands, Minister of Communication and Works Mark Vanderpool says the Terence B. Lettsome Airport will reopen after the issue of securing the fencing is addressed. And the Cyril E. King Airport in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands is scheduled to reopen tomorrow. Governor Kenneth Mapp also said plans are underway to reopen the Henry E. Rolson Airport in St. Croix next week. And the Bermuda government is rolling out the welcome mat to families who've lost their homes in recent hurricanes in the Caribbean. Officials announced yesterday that a family of 4 from the BVI who have been relatives in Bermuda arrived last weekend. The Department of Immigration said it has also processed 12 work permit applications for staff from overseas-based companies who wanted to relocate, and more requests are being considered on a case-by-case basis. A spokesperson said people who are relocating will be expected to return to their respective countries as soon as conditions allow. And Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says he has had to appease CARICOM importers who were upset over statements by some in the Twin Island Republic who did not support his call to lend a helping hand to Dominicans. He said he had to plead with them not to stop doing business with the country.
Because those now who have a lot to say about what I've said about Dominica had misconducted themselves and so annoyed our CARICOM purchasers of our goods that we were in danger of losing our CARICOM market. And all I will say to them is just shut your mouth and let Trinidad and Tobago strive.
Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
Well, I think that we need to address this policy and innovation and technology just like we would actually address domestic policy and how it affects actual people, because we are in a golden age, as he said, and we are in this disruptive age of technology, and we're only going to go forward. We're not going backwards. So in terms of regulation, I don't think that we should be regulating the free market and how people are capitalizing on it, but we do need to regulate the people who are vicious.
The camaraderie here is just unbelievable, and I'll tell you what, I just want to be part of it. Everybody does. When you just come here, you just realize you just want to be part of this, and you want to be part of these people because they are just phenomenal.
Got a family again.
Welcome back. It's now time for sport. Opener Evan Lewis struck a career best 176 as West Indies set England a difficult 357 to win in the 4th one-day international at the Oval today. The left-hander counted 17 fours and 7 sixes of just 130 deliveries to fire the visitors to 356 for 5 of their 50 overs, their 4th highest total in ODIs and highest ever against England. The knock was the 4th highest by a West Indies batsman in ODIs. Lewis was supported by captain Jason Holder, who lashed a career best 77, while Jason Mohammed got a 46 and Rovman Powell a cameo unbeaten 28 at the end. Opening batsman Chris Gayle didn't last long at the crease as he was dismissed on 2 in the very first over. But the innings belonged to Lewis and he dominated England's bowlers before finally being stretchered off after driving a full-length delivery into his ankle in the 47th over. Chris Wokes had best bowling figures of 3 for 71, while Liam Plunkett and Ajit Rashid picked up 1 wicket each. And the newly constructed Brian Lara Stadium will play host to the 3-match one-day international series between West Indies women and Sri Lanka women as the Caribbean side begins its bid for direct qualification for the ICC 2021 World Cup. In a statement yesterday, Cricket West Indies announced the matches would be played on October 11, 13 and 15 at the facility in Tarouba in South Trinidad and would form part of the new cycle of the ICC Women's Championship, which will be contested by the 8 teams or 8 leading women's teams. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.